Hello and welcome back to more Professor Layton versus Phoenix Wright 8's Attorney, where last time we began the final witch trial of the game, and today it looks like we're switching over to Luke and Layton's perspective to see what they were up to during the final witch trial, because we're still in Chapter 8. It's so quiet in here, there's not a sound to be heard. Let's be very careful though, Luke. The puzzle we just dealt with is not necessarily the only one in place here. Why do you all, Professor? Let's proceed with caution. Okay, examine the device and we already have a puzzle to solve. Is this what I think it is? It looks like a lift. Indeed it does. It looks a lot like the kind of lift with which we are well acquainted. But we haven't seen anything else like this since we arrived in Labyrinthia. Yes, quite. Until the didn't think machinery of this sort existed here. I wonder what it's using as a source of power. Well, since there seems to be no other way up, does that mean we need to ride it? Indeed. That would seem to be the most logical course of action. I must say, I find the presence of such a device most intriguing. But we can't stand around pondering such things now. There will be time for that later. Onwards and upwards, my boy. Right then, let's go! I know I keep saying this, Luke, but bear in mind that we must proceed with caution. I'm with you on that one, Professor! Okay, up we go. Into the great unknown. We're gonna step into the great unknown. Professor, we've stopped! What's going on here? Are we trapped? No, I don't believe so, Luke. Although I do get the feeling that something is about to happen. It's the Tower of Terror about to drop. Something, Professor? What do you mean by something? Luke, stand close to me. Okay. Oh, okay. I was hoping for some Tower of Terror action. It appears we will not be getting Tower of Terror action. Oh, not the Tower of Terror, the Tower of Teller. Huh. This is one of those funny joke things. Great. Oh. Hi friend. How goes it? A stone statue stands before you. Beneath it lies a panel with what appears to have once been a crest of some kind. Now a disjointed mess. Move the panels by touching the arrows that connect them and rearrange the pieces that the crest is correctly displayed. Okay. That seems easy enough. Touch the arrows and the touchscreen below to swap the selected pieces. Rearrange the pieces and complete the crest. Be careful as there is a limited number of times you can move pieces. Oh. Ah, and that would be where the difficulty comes into play. Okay. Okay. Alright, for first things first, we need to get this to the middle. What? Oh, do I... Ah, you touch the arrows to swap them around. Okay. So I can only turn it 3 more times. So I can only move any panel 3 more times. Okay, well that shouldn't be too bad. So long as I can rotate them. Okay, so let's... Actually, wait, no. Oh, no, we don't need to rotate them, because all I have to do, I need to get this here. Then flip them... Flip it like this. And then switch that with the one on the right. And then there we go. Problem solved. That wasn't so bad.
Allow me to show you my puzzle-solving skills.
I gotta say,
that was indeed an intriguing puzzle.
For endgame type puzzles, these seem really easy. Correct, you can sense the approaching presence of a formidable foe in the shadows. Well, we've started moving again! It would seem this entire lift is in itself another puzzle put in place to protect whatever secrets lie ahead. I don't believe we're in the clear just yet. This may take a while. So is this the puzzle gauntlet? Because every Professor Layton game has a final puzzle gauntlet. In the first game it was the tower, the second game it was the escaping the tower, and in the third game it was the tower. And in this game it's the tower. Anyway, we've stopped again. Another stage of the puzzle. Indeed, that would appear to be the case. Okay. I'll take on this one, Professor. Alright, but don't overexert yourself. We need to work together to solve the rest of this puzzle. Roger that. This is probably the best that Luke and Layton have been written ever. Like, their camaraderie and teamwork is probably it's at its best in this game. Oh, so it's just another. It's just gonna be a series of tile swapping puzzles. Okay. Yeah, it's gonna be the same thing as last time. Alright, so not as straightforward. So I'm guessing the middle one the middle one probably needs to be untouched. Okay. Oh, wait, no. Oh, no, it's the reverse. It's the exact opposite of that. Oh, okay. Oh, wait, no. Okay, never mind. This is, okay. I thought this was gonna be really hard, but no, it's just, so you'll notice the top, left, bottom, and then to the right. If you combine them together, they will form one giant circle. Whereas if you take the middle ones and move them up, left, down, and right, they will complete the triangles on either side. So if I just do this, and then I basically just need to get all the blue shapes to the center, and all the triangles to the sides, like that. Okay, that was even easier than the first one. Yeah, these don't feel like endgame puzzles.
Allow me to show you my puzzle-solving skills. Ah, the joy of solving puzzles.
These feel like very early game puzzles.
I did it, Professor!
You certainly did. Well done, Luke.
But we're still not there yet, are we? Just how far is this lift going to take us?
Well, judging by all the stages thus far, whoever put this puzzle in place is certainly keen that we don't reach the top easily. We still can't afford to let our guard down. Wave 3 of puzzle solving.
Ah, we've stopped again!
Also, this tower did not look this tall from the outside. Well then, allow me to take on this one. Ooh, this one looks much worse. This one looks much worse. Okay, the trick is always seeing if you can figure out what the shape is supposed to be. And if you can do that, then the rest of it... Okay, never mind. I guess it's just going to provide us... These do not feel like... I'm sorry, these are not endgame puzzles. Especially if it literally shows you what the shape is supposed to be. Because in that case, now I know what we have to do. We just have to get... We have to rearrange all the orange parts to form a circle in the center. So we need to get you into the bottom right. You go on the bottom. And then you go up to the side. And then we'll get you here. That was not, I didn't, that was, I can't undo that. Okay, let's, I did an oopsie. I did not mean to hit that. Okay, let's try this again. I meant to hit that one. Then get this in the top. And then switch the one on the right to get to the top right, and then that completes it. Yeah. The, difficulty kind of evaporates when you show me what the shape's supposed to be.
I've already seen the answer. Ah, the joy of solving puzzles.
Excellent.
That was an exceedingly difficult puzzle.
No, it was not.
The next stop must be our destination.
You stop with these lies right now.
I think you're probably right, Luke.
Well, this is it, Professor.
It seems we have arrived at last.
Wow, this is certainly different. There are flowers and plants everywhere. I can even see a water wheel over there.
It is a beautiful place.
This evening breeze is a little chilly. So, is this the storyteller's garden then?
I think that's probably a safe assumption, Luke. Judging by the abundance of water and rose bushes, it's being well taken care of. I'd be inclined to say the tower seems more akin to a castle.
Who'd have imagined we'd end up in a beautiful place like this? Let's investigate.
Examine the garden. Okay. Wow, so obviously there's two places we can either go to this or go inside. I feel like we should probably go inside.
This building is really something else. I guess this part must be the storyteller's house. Estella must have lived here when she was younger.
Yes, indeed. This must have been her family home.
Her family? I wonder if she had any plans to ever come back here.
No matter where she goes or what she does, family is family. This will always be her home. I'd say it's highly likely that she would wish to come back here someday.
I suppose so, even if the family was only the two of them.
The relationship between Isabella and her father may well prove to be an important clue.
Yes, I was thinking the same thing.
Well, it couldn't have just been the two of them, because for her to exist at all, she has to have a mother, so... She may not be alive anymore, but she's still around somewhere. What's the matter, Luke?
It's nothing, but I'm probably seeing things. I thought I saw something moving at the top of the tower. Sorry, it must have just been my imagination. Let's get inside, Professor.
Okay. Well, let's head inside, I guess. Oh dear.
This appears to be a child's room.
It certainly looks that way. From its condition, I'd say it hasn't been used for some time. Presumably it was used by Spella as a child.
Right. So this is where Spella grew up. Something pretty big must have happened to make her leave home so young. I wonder how Spella and the storyteller used to get on together.
Spella is a young lady of strong conviction and a kind heart. I'm certain that's because she grew up within a fine home environment. In other words, I'm sure she and her father must have spent some quality time here together.
Yeah, I have a feeling you're right about that. For Spella, this place must be full of precious memories. I almost feel we're intruding coming in here like this.
But Luke, we have no choice if we wish to save Spella.
Yes, I suppose that's true. When you put it like that, I guess she wouldn't mind even if she knew.
Okay, well, best guess, the super secret plot details are probably going to be hidden inside the bed. So, since there's a cover in the way.
Crikey! Professor, behind that curtain, there's someone there!
No, there's not. That's gonna be, yeah, an illusion. Although it is weird that she has a stuffed doll of herself. That's a tad strange. The mysterious figure turned out to be...
Just a doll! Phew, that's a relief. My heart was in my mouth.
Isabella must have played with this doll as a child.
Eh? What's this?
Egotistically played with the doll of herself.
Look, Professor, there's a child's picture book here. The title is The First Story.
It will appear to be a handmade children's picture book.
I wonder if it was written especially for Spella.
It may well have been. Evidently, a great deal of loving care has been put into the writing and illustrations. There was a bad witch in the town. What is this, Rosalina's storybook? All of the carrots in the field disappeared, and all the money in the bank was turned into pumpkins. The people of all the town had to put up with all kinds of mischief from the witch. Oh, that rascal witch, turning all the money into pumpkins, making all the carrots disappear. Oh, we'll get you. They didn't know what to do. Then, one day, a brave young girl appeared and said to the townsfolk, "When the witch uses witchcraft, she always uses a big stick, doesn't she? So if we take away your stick, we'll be able to stop her." After hearing this, the people of the town set a trap for the witch and managed to capture her. At her trial, the bad witch said this to the people.
"I'll get you, my pretty, and your little dog, too. Even now, the legendary Great Witch Bazella is living here in this town. Bazella is the queen of all the witches. She is the one who gives us witches life."
The townsfolk punished the witch, and peace was restored to the town once more. To this day, Bazella is still hiding somewhere in the town. Sequel baiting. But the brave townsfolk will not be beaten by the bad witches. Okay.
Who'd have thought there would be a fairy tale about Bazella? She's a mysterious character, alright.
Tell me, Luke, why do you think the author chose to write about Bazella in a children's picture book?
Huh? Well, maybe to make the child behave? Something like, if you don't do as you're told, Bazella will come and get you.
What is this, Der Kinderlumper? Der Kinderlumper's gonna get ya. And again, if you get that reference, points for you. Yes, indeed, it is a possibility. Still, I have to wonder, why is it that some lowly witch was caught, and not the great Bazella herself?
Well, I suppose it is a bit strange. If Bazella herself had been caught, the story could have been brought to a more conclusive ending. Do you think there's some other reason?
Sequel baiting. It's certainly a possibility. I don't suppose there are any other handmade picture books in the room apart from this one.
Handmade picture books? I don't see any. I guess that must be the only one.
Which would imply this book has some special significance.
I guess so. After all, it is handmade. I bet she really treasured it. Do you think it was the storyteller who wrote this book?
The handwriting does seem very similar to that of the story. This book appears to have been written with a touch more care and attention, but I imagine it was the storyteller who wrote it.
He must have written it as a gift from father to daughter. That actually seems really thoughtful. Even if the story itself is a little scary, I'd like to take this book to Spella.
Yes, let's do just that, Luke. We must take good care of it. The first story added to items. Okay, well, we found that. I guess there's another room to explore here. I believe we've seen all there is to see here. Let's press on, Duke. Oh, great. Another mysterious room. My favorite. Let's see what... Oh, wow. This is a ramshackle. Yikes. What happened to this place?
What do you make of this room, Professor? It's all very tidy.
This appears to be the very top room of the tower. The parchment lying on the floor here seems very similar to the type on which the storyteller, writes his stories. I think we can say with some certainty that this is the storyteller's room.
Huh? This is the storyteller's room?
I mean, the game told me so yeah.
I was imagining something a bit grander, like a throne room with all kinds of polished decorations.
Well, I agree that it's a little eccentric. It's unmistakably the study of an author. He probably spent all his time in here, continuously writing those stories. I like the one where Layton turned into a gold statue. That was my favorite.
The stories? I wonder what Aspella thought of it all. The father writing stories for the townsfolk, I mean. I wonder if she looked forward to seeing the new stories completed.
The stories were probably a little too mature in content for a young child. I don't imagine the storyteller would have shown Aspella many of them.
But in that case, surely she can't have had many opportunities to even talk to her father, given how busy he was. I guess that means she was pretty lonely. It must have been hard for her, even knowing how important the stories are for the people of the town. But I don't think it's right. No child should be unable to talk with their father.
I absolutely agree, Luke. I believe it will be important in the upcoming trial to have an understanding of Aspella's feelings toward her father.
Professor!
Knowing you, Luke, I'm sure you must have a lot of things on your mind at the moment, so if there's anything at all that you want to talk about, you would tell me, won't you?
Of course I will, Professor!
I'm always ready to listen, Luke. Now then, shall we start investigating this room? Sure. Okay. So, where do we even begin? First off, okay, I combined first off with first of all. Is that a blueprint of the bell tower back there?
Look, Professor, a photograph! Wait! I didn't think they even had photographs in this town.
Indeed, it's not the kind of thing one would have expected to find here.
Too right! I certainly haven't seen any cameras about since we got here. There's no doubt that this is a photo, though. What could that mean?
This may be in some way related to the tower being so closely protected. What do you see in the photograph, Luke?
There are two children, both young girls.
Huh. I see. And that would explain why there are two pendants. One pendant for each of his daughters. One pendant for Spella, and one for Darklaw, who apparently is Aspella's sister. Alright then. I did not have that one on my bingo card, but at this point, almost nothing can surprise me at this point.
I wonder who they are.
Well, one of them is surely Aspella. There can be little doubt about that.
Hey, you're right. And look at the pendant. It's the same one Aspella always wears.
The fact that she's continued to wear it ever since shows just how important that pendant must be to her.
What about this other girl? Do you think she's a friend of Aspella's?
Indeed. I'd wager the two of them were rather close friends at that.
They do look pretty chummy, alright. See, they even have the same pendant.
A glimpse into Aspella's past. This may well prove to be an important clue. I would like to ask about it face to face. Let's borrow it for the time being.
I wonder if there are any other clues knocking around.
Well, I say there's something that you saw moving earlier is a point worth pursuing.
But isn't this the last room in the tower? I must have just been imagining things.
Not necessarily, Luke. If I'm not mistaken, there should be a way of getting beyond even this room. Let's look around more closely.
Where are you all, Professor?
Okay, well... Why are there so many dolls all over the place? Just hiding around everywhere.
Ah, this is...
What is it, Luke?
This letter on top of the piano. This is evidence during that trial.
That trial, my boy.
Yes, the trial about Superduke's death. The trial when you were...
Ah, you mean when I was turned to gold? In that case, this letter is the one that the storyteller's owl, Hoot, gave us after we last paid him a visit.
Well, yes it is, but that letter was completely blank, wasn't it?
Indeed it was.
That was meant to be Superduke's suicide note, which he'd addressed to the storyteller.
The suicide note, you say?
But Superduke's butler swapped the letter for some plain sheets of parchment before it got delivered, and those blank sheets were given to us by Mr. Hoot, who knew something was strange about them.
I see. I certainly missed out on some intriguing developments during my absence.
The real source in it was revealed at the trial. But how has it ended up here?
Well, I'd imagine that's quite simple, Luke. It's likely that after the trial finished, the letter was returned to its rightful owner. It was addressed to the storyteller, after all.
Right, I guess that does make sense. I suppose the storyteller finally had a chance to actually read it then.
Yes, in fact, it would be reasonable to assume that he most likely did so very recently, perhaps even today while sitting at the piano. What on earth was going through his mind here before that final parade? There's something we're not seeing here. We need to investigate this closely, Luke.
What could it be? Surely it's not a trap of some kind.
It's unlikely that the trap would be so obvious. Just a moment. There's some kind of puzzle in this piano. Of course there is. Oh, great. Puzzle 68, musical score. Okay. Below the stained glass window is written, when the stars have aligned, the goddess shall pluck her harp, bringing forth her serene song. Rearrange musical notes to create a lovely melody. Oh. Okay. Touch a musical note and slide the stylus to move it across the touchscreen. Place a musical note over the desired spot and release it to have the note switch places. Okay. When the stars have aligned. Okay, so I'm guessing that what this is going to be is I wish I could pause it. It's going to be like right now. Yes, right there. Okay. So we have to match the outline of the musical notes down here with with what it looks like when it all lines up. So we can do some of it now. It has to build up so we can move these to the no. Not like that either. Like that. There we go. Like that. It has to build up like that. Okay. So it builds up like that, and the tallest one's right there. And it clearly doesn't descend like that. So we gotta wait for it to come around again so we can see what we're missing. Okay, so I'm just gonna pay close attention. So like I only have a split second to look at it, so we gotta pay close attention. It's gonna freeze for a second. Okay, so it goes down low, down low. Okay, so we just gotta reverse them then. Like that? No, it has to be like this. No, that's, no, I mean, like this. There we go. I think that works. I'm waiting for one more time. Yep, goes up, hits a peak, goes up, and then goes up, down, up, down. I think that matches.
I've already seen the answer.
Or maybe it didn't match. The stars and the music notes seem to be related, but how? I was pretty sure I had it matched, but I guess not. Is this not correct? I mean, it looks like it matches the same. Unless maybe I have to. The only thing it could be is that maybe I have to reverse those two. Because if that's it, then I'll be very annoyed.
Allow me to show you my puzzle-solving skills. Ah, the joy of solving puzzles.
Wow, it literally was that small of a difference. Okay, wow. Oof. Yikes.
Look, Professor! A stairway just appeared. Could there be another room above this one?
I have a feeling that the rooftop we saw from the garden continues above here.
Oh, I can see what you mean, Professor. It's really dark in here. But moonlight seems to be coming in from up above.
Well, there's no turning back now. The answer to the biggest mystery of all is surely waiting for us ahead.
I think so too, Professor. I wonder what on earth it could be.
The next step in the storyteller's story, if I'm not mistaken.
The next step? But the story has already finished, hasn't it?
Not yet, Luke. It's still a little too soon for the ending.
Well, we have the suicide note now.
I had a feeling that you, of all people, would make it this far.
What?
It's you!
You're still alive?
So, you are still alive.
How?
Professor Layton,
What?
I've had enough of your running around, flagrantly contravening the flow of my story. As
Well,
such,
that's what
I
Layton
can
does.
no
He messes
longer
with the flow of
ignore your
stories.
meddling.
What?
Professor!
Oh, Well, fortunately, we know this will be no problem for Layton because he's a master swordsman, apparently.
Professor!
Thank you, my boy.
Well, it's consistent with Dialogal Box. I'll give it that much. It's consistent with the fact that he's a master swordsman, but it's still insane that he can do all this. Okay. All of the storyteller writes is destined to come true. Your opponent's attacks are no exception. Memorize the storyteller's tale and deflect your opponent's predetermined moves. Enemy knights will appear in accordance with the storyteller's tale. Memorize the order of their attacks and deflect them using the knight's own moves against them. Touch the attacks. Okay. Oh, yikes. Wait a minute.
I'm afraid your role in the story ends here, Professor. Now allow me to write the tale of your demise.
The knight drew his blade. As the battle came to a close, he raised his blade overhead and delivered the finishing blow. Okay. Is this literally just a memory test? Oh good god, okay. So, okay. So, to counter that, we have to do the top left. Oh wait, we have to order them, okay. So he finishes with the swing overhead. The jab was the third thing. No, wait, we have to restart. I didn't realize that, okay. So, he starts with the swing down, and he finishes with it. The next thing he did was a side swipe. Then he did a frontal jab, and then he finished up with a swing overhead. Okay. Perfect. Okay, this is cool. This is a pretty cool memory test. This one's cool.
Well played, Professor, but how will you fare in this tragic tale?
A new knight stepped in for his fallen comrade. He slashed quickly, delivering 3 blows before finishing the battle with a 3-hit combination attack. Side swipe, frontal stab, side swipe, frontal stab, side swipe. Okay. That should be pretty easy to memorize. Okay. So it was so he opened and he finished with the side swipe. So it starts there and ends with the bottom left one. And then I think, but there's two types of things here. It's the so there was a 360-degree attack, and then just a regular like side swipe. So it's 360, and then he opened and closed it through with two 360s. That's what it was. And then there were just regular side swipes. I think they were back to back. After he did the first swing down, which was immediately after the first attack, then he did 2 back-to-back side swipes, followed by 1 overhead attack, and then 1 360 attack. Perfect. Big fan of this one. Again, it's still not that hard, but it's at least more engaging than the other endgame puzzles we've had to do.
Think you worked it out, do you? Let us see if you can predict the ending of this final chapter.
The final knight drew his sword. As he attacked, he began to vanish into thin air. His movements veiled in the embrace of the shadows. Okay. Front, side. Oh, don't even. Oh, that's not fair. Oh, crap. Okay, so it's whatever he didn't do. Okay. Okay. So he opened with the 360 attack. No, he didn't do that. No, he opened with the overhead attack, then he did the 360 attack. Then he did a frontal jab, and then he did another side swipe, which means the only thing here we didn't see was the jumping attack, which means that has to be last. We know this was first, followed by the 360, followed by a stab, and then it was side, frontal, jump. Side, frontal, jump. Let's hope that I'm correct. Am I correct in my deductions? Yes, I am. Nice. Is that the puzzle solved? Did we do it?
I've already found the answer.
That was cool. That was really cool.
Puzzles are there to be solved.
That was a really cool memory test. Marvelous. In this case, it would seem that the pen is not stronger than the sword. Wait a minute, wait a minute.
Well,
He did what now?
that was close.
Yeah.
Storyteller, I'm afraid that the power of your pen is no longer absolute.
You never fail to impress me, Professor Layton. Just tell me one thing. What exactly are you trying to achieve?
You could say, I'm trying to lift the veil that hangs over the town.
If that is indeed the case, the answer lies in the final story.
I'm sorry, are we gonna gloss over the fact that he's alive?
This very evening, the great witch Vizela will be tried, and all stories will end. You should take your place in the gallery and observe the final trial.
Permit me, if I may, to ask you a question, Mr. Storyteller. Why is it that you are here?
What?
You too should be watching in the gallery, watching as your twisted story unfolds.
Or, you know, dead since he died at the hand of a fire dragon?
My twisted story? What do you mean by that?
You must surely be aware that your story has already become twisted. Take our arrival in this town, for instance. Not to mention our being here at this very moment. Neither of these things could have happened in the story you wrote. In other words, what I'm saying is that you are no longer the weaver of the tale.
It is as you say. The story I crafted has indeed been twisted out of proportion by someone else's actions. I'm not surprised that you realize. It seems nothing passes by those sharp eyes unnoticed. This is exactly why I decided to write the grand finale. To prevent any further distortion.
Do you mean to suggest that by ending the story, you can return this town to its original state?
To its original state, you say? I'm afraid that is not the case. The entire truth behind Labyrinthia is sealed by a single spell. That's right. The final spell.
The final spell, you say?
When that spell is invoked, Labyrinthia's true form will become clear to all.
What kind of spell is that?
It is a spell that has always been hidden within plain view.
Well, what's that supposed to mean?
Essentially, the final spell is concealed at the start.
The final spell is concealed at the start? What on earth are you talking about?
Bah! I thought you two took it upon yourselves to unravel mysteries, do you not? Do what you will with it.
Very well. Now then, I believe there's just one thing that you may wish to hear from me. Firstly, what would you say if I told you that this twisting of your story is leading towards a grand finale quite different to the one you had planned?
What do you mean?
This evening, you supposedly gave up your life to the great witch Vizela, did you not? As a result, the person thought to be Vizela is being tried in court at this very moment. Now, if you'll permit me to ask, do you happen to know the name of the accused?
Naturally, I wrote the name myself, there can be no question. Of course, the name of the accused is
Spella Cantabella.
What? What are you saying? You mean my Spella is...
Yes, the accused of this evening's trial is none other than Spella Cantabella.
That can't be. That's preposterous. This is your doing. What have you done, Layton?
You ask me what I've done, Mr. Storyteller. I am but a solver of puzzles and mysteries. I do not concern myself with scheming.
My Spella? Why? How is she the accused?
Perhaps you ought to go and see for yourself, Mr. Storyteller. Do you think it's a good idea to just stand here lamenting your daughter's fate?
What's to be done?
Don't worry, Phoenix and I have this under control. Well, Mr. Storyteller, I will be returning to the court. I'd like to witness this grand finale with my own eyes. Ah, yes. Before I leave, there's just one thing I'd like to make clear. I do not intend to simply take my place in the gallery and observe the Oh, what fun. Naturally, there's only one place for me to stand in order to unravel all of these mysteries.
You mean to say that you will stand as a defender?
Haha. Wait. Oh, please! Please! Please tell me! Please, 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 give it to me! Please, 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 oh please let me face off against him! Please! Give it to me! Let me beat him into the ground! I've been waiting so long! Please, please let him be the prosecutor! Please, 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 oh please tell me that the game's... Oh my god, please! Please give it to me! Game! You have no idea how badly I want this! Please! Please let the game live up to its title and actually be Professor Layton versus Phoenix Wright. Oh my god, that'd be amazing. And not amazing, Turnabout Revolution was amazing because it's like I'm facing off against a legend. like, I gotta throw everything I have against the legendary Phoenix himself. This game is like, no, Layton, freaking, your stories are crap in the first, in the original trilogy. And you've been condescending to Phoenix this entire time. Please let me stand across from you in court and knock down every single piece of logic you try to throw in my face and expose all the contradictions in your witnesses' testimonies. Please, oh, please, let that happen. Alternatively, we can put you on the witness stand. That could also happen. That would also be pretty cool, because then you can't interfere with anything. I'm fine with either one. Either one would work. I am so excited for tomorrow now. Okay, that'll wait for now. Oh, wait, one more thing. The sword fighting scene. So, it is still dumb that he can just, that he's able to do that. However, the reason why that wasn't actually as bad as Diabolical Box is because we already knew, like, see, this is what I mean by setups and payoffs. In Diabolical Box, it was set up that he is a master swordsman. So when you get to this scene, the payoff is, yes, we know he can do this. So now, it's like, we know this is good, like, we know he's gonna be able to beat him up, and it's gonna be an awesome scene. There's a setup and a payoff, instead of, oh, he can just do this now. Great. No idea that that's how that was gonna work, but okay, cool. So that's that. Yeah. Way better than I thought it was gonna be. That'll be for now. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for next schedule tomorrow for some more. What might be the finale of Professor Layton versus Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney. Goodbye.